Magazine news and gossip presents. When the past speaks, Yaman and Demet Oshimir's reunion that shook the world. Have you ever wondered what would happen if two people, once inseparably connected, suddenly stood face to face after years of silence? What if the moment they locked eyes again was charged not just with nostalgia, but with all the love, pain, regret, and unanswered questions that time failed to erase? Would they run, confront, or reveal truths long buried beneath the glitter of fame? In the dazzling and unpredictable world of celebrity gossip, few events strike as deeply as what unfolded recently, a moment that wasn't just witnessed, but felt by millions. At an elite international gala where success was being celebrated, the unexpected happened. Yaman and Demet Oshimir crossed paths again. For years, whispers followed them. Their undeniable on-screen chemistry, rumored romance, sudden separation, and the aching silence that followed. Fans dissected every interview, every public appearance, looking for clues. But nothing could have prepared them, or the stars themselves, for the emotional earthquake that erupted when they were finally brought back into the same room. The evening was already shimmering with stardom, yet everything shifted when Demet walked in. The air turned electric. Conversations stopped mid-sentence. Photographers subtly repositioned, guests straightened in their seats, and the entire room's energy redirected toward her. In a minimalist but stunning dress, she was elegance incarnate, graceful, glowing, and impossible to ignore. On the opposite side of the room stood Yaman, sharp in a tailored suit, his aura commanding attention as always. But when his eyes landed on Demet, something changed. Witnesses described the flicker in his gaze, surprise first, then a cascade of emotion that years of silence hadn't managed to bury. It was like watching someone relive 1,000 memories in a single breath. What happened next was nothing short of cinematic. As the room held its collective breath, Yaman spoke. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't create a scene. But the intensity of his tone was enough to mute even the faintest whispers. No one expected the words that fell from his lips, not laced with bitterness, not shaded with indifference, but raw, unfiltered, and real. Insiders later claimed it was the most honest he'd ever been in public. His voice trembled, just slightly, but every syllable was like a dagger of truth. It wasn't anger. It wasn't a performance. It was a confession, one that tore through the polished surface of celebrity perfection and struck straight at the heart. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Footage of the encounter surfaced on every platform: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Clips were slowed down, analyzed, and rewatched by millions. Did he confess lingering love? Did he reveal the truth about their breakup? Or was it something even deeper, an apology wrapped in longing? The truth is, no one could quite agree on what exactly he said. But the emotions were impossible to misinterpret. Demet, always poised and composed, seemed momentarily frozen. Behind her controlled smile, those who knew her best claimed they saw a storm brewing. And how could there not be? Those words, his voice, weren't just unexpected. They were a detonation. This wasn't just another public reunion. This was the collision of past and present. A silence broken. A wound reopened. A moment where time seemed to bend around two people who clearly had unfinished business. And the world felt it. As the hours passed, the moment became viral legend. Hashtags trended worldwide. Hashtag Jan and Demet. Hashtag The Whisper. Hashtag What Did Jan Say? Fandoms fractured and rallied. Hashtag Team Jan believed it was proof he'd never stop loving her. Hashtag Team Demet praised her quiet strength and composure. Amid the chaos, another name emerged: Sarah Bluma, the woman long rumored to be Jan's current love interest. Though she was noticeably absent from the event, Her presence loomed large in every conversation. Was her absence coincidence or strategy? Reports soon surfaced that Sarah had been seen leaving a restaurant that very night, visibly emotional, phone in hand, ignoring reporters. Speculation spiraled. Was she expecting a call from Jan? Was she blindsided? Some fans were convinced. She knew this moment was coming and feared it. As for Demet, she didn't engage. Beyond a polite nod in Jan's direction, she stayed silent. But silence can be louder than any monologue. Observers close to the stage claim her eyes shimmered as she walked away. Was it anger? Pain? Or the haunting realization that some connections are never truly broken? Media outlets across Europe and the US devoured the story. Italian gossip magazines declared, "Jan's confession stuns Venice." Spanish headlines read, "The flame never died. Jan and Demet reignite the romance." Turkey's tabloid screamed, "What did he whisper to her?" Demet's dignified silence shakes the room. And still, neither star spoke publicly. The speculation only intensified when sources close to the event claimed Jan had specifically requested Demet's presence. Was this planned? A staged moment? Or had he simply been unable to resist the opportunity fate had handed him? Perhaps the most goosebump-inducing detail came from a lip-reading analysis shared on social media, viewed over 20 million times. Experts believe Jan leaned in and softly said, "You know, I never forgot." Just 6 words. But for fans, they might as well have been a declaration of war or love. Sarah, caught in the crossfire, became the unwilling third point in a triangle now etched into celebrity history. While Jan and Demet's saga took center stage, she became the silent shadow behind it all. Rumors of a breakup swirled as she disappeared from public view. When paparazzi finally spotted her in Rome, her expression was unreadable, but her silence said enough. Back in Istanbul, the reunion continued to dominate headlines. But even with all the noise, the most haunting part of the entire night was what wasn't said. That shared look, that pause, that invisible string that seemed to pull Jan and Demet back toward each other, even after years apart. Insiders claimed that Jan rejected multiple interviews in the days following the gala. Every time someone asked, "What did you say to Demet?" he'd either smile vaguely or change the subject. Those close to him say he regrets opening that door so publicly. Others argue it was the bravest thing he's ever done. As for Demet, still no comment. But one post on her Instagram story, a black screen with a single quote, sent fans spiraling. Some stories aren't over. They're just waiting for the right chapter. So what happens now? Will Can Yaman and Demet Oshimir find their way back to each other? Is this the beginning of a rekindled romance, or a final goodbye wrapped in nostalgia? Whatever comes next, one thing is clear. This wasn't just a viral moment. It was a cultural event, a whispered confession that echoed louder than any paparazzi flash. A love story too real, too painful, and too powerful to fade quietly into history.
So stay tuned.
Because at Magazine News and Gossip, we'll be watching. And we have a feeling